Hi, I'm Jessica Sanchez, and I'm in my 11th term. I'm from the San Jose campus, and I started here at Five Branches in May of 2020. So the externship daily routine starts at 8 a.m., and then promptly at 8:10 we start with our speaker series. And that could either be a guest speaker for that day with a weekly topic that has been pre-chosen, or we summarize our weekly readings that week. And then we have a discussion, and then we wrap up by 9:30, and then we make our way to Sutter Hospital, Merritt Hospital, 7th floor acute rehab for morning rounds with the doctor at 10 a.m. And that's where we hear from the nurses to the doctors communicating the treatment plan for that day, care plan. And there's also social workers there to assist if they're being discharged that day and they need to go over what resources that patient has. And that's also a time where we determine who we're going to see later that day, like who would be a good candidate for acupuncture and integrative medicine. And so after the morning rounds, we then go to the patient's rooms and we figure out their schedule when they can see us. And then we start treating patients until lunchtime. And even though we're not needling, we do the whole intake and we do the patient chart, which is an electronic system through Epic. So we get trained in Epic. And then lunchtime, while we eat lunch, we learn from an MD who's presenting, or we can join in on a virtual oncology tumor board. So even while we're at lunch, we get to eat lunch, but we're also learning from MDs, jumping in on virtual rounds and continuing our learning. And then from 1 to 4, we continue to see patients and continue our treatments with the patients until the end of the day. And we wrap up at 4. So there were many impressive moments through this externship at the hospital, seeing integrative medicine being practiced, not just a theoretical idea, but actually see it play out was immensely informative. And seeing the patients in their hospital rooms and treating them was a great experience too. Oftentimes they are on bed rest or they don't get to move around a lot, so that affects their appetite, their bowel movements, their rest. They have anxiety. They're hearing a lot of sometimes troubling news that they have to cope with. And these are all things that we can treat, as well as pain management. And it's been great to see their evolution through our treatments and to be able to help them. So when preparing for the program interview, it is a competitive program. So to really stand out, I would really think about your story of what led you to TCM and Chinese medicine. Think about your why, what inspired you to learn this medicine, because the interviewers they're looking for somebody who's going to advance acupuncture in a modern medical setting. So they want to see people that not only want to get their acupuncture license and have a practice, but they want to see people that really can be leaders and elevate TCM in modern hospital settings. So I think really having your reasoning of why you're learning what you're learning, they really want to see that. I also didn't come from a hospital experience prior to this, so make sure you share your clinical experience here at Five Branches. It's of value, it's valuable, and it's applicable to the hospital setting as well. So for any student thinking about this externship, how I would prepare for this program is to make sure that you have ample time to dedicate time to this program, because it's not only an observational experience. They want you to step up and be a leader, and they're going to put you in challenges where they expect you to step up, speak to MDs as well as acupuncturists, talk about case studies, talk about treatment plans. So there's a lot of engagement, even though you don't get to needle actual patients. You're charting, you're doing the intake with patients. So to prepare for this, I would say to just make sure that you're well fed, you're well rested before going into the hospital. It's a full day. There's no downtime. You're constantly learning. You're constantly being given opportunities to step up as a leader. So for any student thinking about this, just to take time to fit it in your schedule.